These, my friends, are Hamas supporters marching at Harvard University in Cambridge, Massachusetts, denouncing Israel for the conflict in the region. Well, a number of these students just learned the hard way the age-old adage, what goes around comes around. Woke cancel culture has officially come for the woke. We're going to see this massive boomerang of cancel culture against the woke left and what it all means for a possible political realignment right here at home. You're not going to want to miss this. Hey, gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor, here to help you to think better so you can feel better in these crazy and turbulent times. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. Also, make sure to share this video with friends and family if you would. We are once again being suppressed by big tech, so I need your help to get the hopeful message of this channel out to as many people as possible. Over the past week, we've been exploring the various ways in which the Israeli-Hamas conflict is impacting politics and society here at home. And one of the more noticeable effects of that fallout has been how woke activists who've thus far been rabid and vocal advocates for cancel culture are now themselves getting canceled. The latest example is coming from the top law firm in the nation. Davis Polk, headquartered in New York City with offices all over the world, has publicly rescinded letters of employment for a number of law students at Harvard and Columbia universities who signed onto their student-led protest statements against Israel and in support of Hamas. An official email sent out to law firm employees said, quote, "These statements are simply contrary to our firm's values, and we thus concluded that rescinding these offers was appropriate in upholding our responsibility to provide a safe and inclusive work environment for all Davis Polk employees." And I've just got to say, I just love it when the words safe and inclusive are used against the woke. It's always conservatives who are canceled because somehow we violate safety and inclusivity. Now it's the woke left. They're the chief violators of such values. And it's not just Harvard and Columbia students that are getting canceled. Students at NYU, New York University, are complaining that they too are losing their job offers. It's being reported that the Chicago-based Winston and Strawn withdrew their offer of employment to a non-binary NYU student who issued a statement claiming that Israel, quote, bears full responsibility for the terrorist attacks launched by Hamas just over a week ago. C.J. Pearson, in the wrap-up, I think expressed well the sentiments of many, quote, "I frankly couldn't care less if leftist students are losing their jobs over their decision to defend a terrorist organization in a world where conservative students have to pretend to be liberal just to pass some college courses. They created cancel culture. Yeah, well, now they got to live with it." And then I think well summarizes the sentiments of the vast majority of the population. And I'm going to show you exactly why. But first, are you ready to stand up and join the resistance? Because I'm leading a group of dedicated, courageous patriots who can lead a spearhead into the heart of the secular globalist establishment. We punished Bud Light and Target. We've driven CNN and legacy media to near bankruptcy. We've forced BlackRock to backtrack on ESG, and we've even seen our glorious Trump-appointed Supreme Court ending affirmative action and protecting religious liberty. In my Insiders Club, I show you concrete steps to take locally and online that will only keep this mass uprising going until the battle is won. Don't wait. Click on that link in my description below and join my Courageous Patriots Insiders Club today. As I've been pointing out on a number of other videos this week, there's a de facto civil war that's broken out on the left as a result of the Israeli-Hamas conflict, where pro-Palestinian sympathizers and pro-Israeli apologists, both on the left, publicly began clashing with one another. We saw none other than the president of the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, Jonathan Greenblatt, who many consider to be the king of woke cancel culture. We saw him openly accuse his fellow leftists over at MSNBC of basically having Hamas write their nightly news scripts. Well, Greenblatt must have some connections at MSNBC because almost immediately, their three Muslim pro-Hamas anchors were all yanked from the network since hostilities broke out in the region. You see, what we're seeing in this civil war is the outworking of what's actually an even deeper rift from within the left. And that's the rift that's caused by wokeness itself. As it turns out, wokeness ends up alienating the left almost as much as it alienates the right. We actually have data on this compiled by the University of London scholar Eric Kaufman, where he draws from a number of surveys that all show the same thing. Woke issues split the left and unite the right. Going woke isn't simply a matter of alienating the ultra-MAGA forces in the nation. It also alienates many on the center-left side of the aisle as well. Kaufman found that when he asked particularly Democrats if they support some woke agenda, do you support CRT being taught in our schools or transgender athletes competing in women's sports, whatever it is, the answer is generally split down the middle. About 50% on the left will say yes, 50% on the left will say no. Think of Bill Maher. Think of Piers Morgan, right? They want nothing to do with woke nonsense. So woke issues split the left. But when you ask Republicans the same questions, do you support such and such woke agenda? What's the answer, right? What answer would Kid Rock give us as he's shooting up Bud Light cases, right? It's not just a no. It's a resounding hell no. So what wokeness has been doing is it's actually been splitting the left and uniting the right. In other words, the right is far more likely to vote against a woke issue than the left is to vote for it. And that's exactly the secret sauce to the eventual destruction of the woke. And ironically, the fallout from the conflict in the Middle East is serving to only exacerbate that rift that was already there. We can now add pro-Hamas sentiments to CRT and trans issues that will only further weaken the left and unite the right. So I think we're looking at a very real political restructuring happening as a result of the outbreak of this war, which may end up being the end of the political left as we know it.